agree. She said it, and I was thinking it. Just hearing some of you guys share favorite food, but more importantly, favorite restaurant. I need to get out and try new restaurants. We've got 22-month-old twins, so we've pretty much been in hunker down mode and just survive. So I don't know when movie number one by far. I haven't seen a movie in forever. But two, going out to eat is not something we do very much. But y'all have some great restaurants to hit up. Real quick, just our norms for today. First and foremost, I know it's the afternoon, I know we've eaten, but bottom line, here today, not just to be a part of something maybe your principal asked you to be a part of, but hopefully taking away some things today, like we said, take back, put in your tool chest. So hopefully, be present, own what you're a part of, own your team, own how you can benefit and leverage your campus by being here today and being an advocate for maybe some changes or maybe some enhancements to the work on your campus. Next, obviously, if you got to run to the restroom, it's right out the door to your right, just across the hall. It's on the right side of the hall, so please take care of that. Acronyms. We've got RTIs, we've got PLCs, we've got all kinds of stuff. Don't feel obligated or tied down by those. Let's talk as we need to talk and express how we need to express whatever we're talking about. Don't feel obligated about it. All those kind of things. And then finally, choose your own attitude. The first lens I'd like for you to keep in mind is the ownership versus consumership. We are going to be doing a little bit of talking. I'm about a quarter of the way around my first lap. Remember I told you I was going to get 2 laps before I handed off the baton. A little more yapping on my part, but the time is coming very quickly with our time today together. But it's going to be about you, and it's going to be about your campus and your team. So don't just be taking right now. Own it and think about what can I do, what can I use with these pieces that are research-based, successful best practices to help my team, to most importantly help our kids, but also help my teammates. And then secondly, leading the work. I have the opportunity to support curriculum instruction on our campus, work with our instructional coaches, work with various teams. I'm the first to say, you guys are the leaders of this work. It's not anything campus administrators are doing. The teachers, the ones in the trenches, working with the kids, working in collaborative teams, you are the ones leading the work. So as you go and listen and talk at your table and think about what does this look like for me, please make sure you keep that in mind as far as the lens of you are the leaders of this work and you can do with it what you choose to do and how that's going to benefit your kids, your team, and hopefully yourself. So, as we jump in, and once you click on A, it'll come back and it'll reset to a minute. All right, here's what we're doing. Before we get started, I want you at your table to identify partner A and partner B. So in other words, pick one other person at your table, make eye contact. I'll pair up with one of you, okay, me and you are partners. Pick an A and pick a B out of that partner you identified and made eye contact with. Oh, I tell you what. Sir, would you come right over? I noticed we had another table of 3. We can do that. That work? I thought we only had one group of 3. Okay. So we need an A partner and a B partner. For the first minute, the A partner is going to share based on 17-18, right? What would you say if you're describing what your current, and again, that's based on last year, wherever that may have been, what did your time in collaborative team time planning look like? So the A partner is going to have a minute, and then the B partner will have the same prompt and an opportunity to share in the exact same way. Around what would you describe your current work in collaborative team time looking like? Okay? Quick, clarifying questions.
So department like math or with your team, like in middle school, you have team?
Yes, so you're talking more about it's a grade level team, correct? Yeah. So based on whatever your level is, whatever your experience is, at the high school level, it's more of a U.S. history team as opposed to a grade level team. So base it on your level and share from your perspective, your experience. Okay? Sound good? Everybody got partners? Y'all paired up? Ready to go? Okay, we got 1 minute. Partner A, go. Seconds. Okay, time. You can wrap up your last thought. We're now going to pass the baton over to partner B. Partner B will have 1 minute to share about what their experience was in their collaborative team time. Go. I like it. 30 seconds. Okay, if you can, let's conclude your last thought that you're sharing. We'll come back together. Thank you. So what we'll do is take a couple minutes just to popcorn share some of the things that stood out. You can either share your partner's thought, or at the same time you might share something that you've experienced as part of your team time experiences. We'll apply the ditto principle. The ditto principle is if, for example, if TJ references something that I was planning on sharing that I also see in my team time, I won't mention that. We'll apply the ditto in that spot, and instead I would move on to something else that I could share. Okay? So we'll use the ditto principle, share something that you found or that your partner was able to share, and we'll just kind of work our way around the room. So, Shannon, can you share something either from your partner or from yourself?
I said that I came from a group that I'd worked with for 7 years. We were all on the same team together for that one. So it was a very well-oiled machine, and if you incorporated any new thing, now add CFAs, and now do it with data analysis, it was very easy to just throw it in and we all just took it on and worked well together. Right. And then I was on a newly formed team. We were all trying to figure each other out, and none of the curriculum beforehand had been converted into student-centered, and so it was very much lots of resistance and not a lot of people wanting to grow. So to come from both dynamics, it was very interesting.
You've seen different ends of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Taylor, yes.
I mean, Jenna was sharing about how she was an elective teacher and how hard it was for her, like once a week for 30 minutes teaming, and how, I don't know, I feel like sometimes that teachers that don't get the teaming time more than once a week kind of feel lost. So that was kind of shocking to me, like, oh, I get it like twice a week, or basically any time I want to have like a little impromptu meeting with my team.
Right.
So that just had to be a really big challenge.
Tell me, Grant, tell me something.
I think her and I had something in common too, right? That even though TLC might not be required maybe once a week, we found ourselves meeting every day with our teams, A, because we enjoy them, B, because we value them, but sometimes it was 10 minutes, sometimes it was an hour. Some days it was productive, some days it may be a little unproductive, but the trust was there, and like I said, the value of each person's, each teammate's experience, that was something worth just meeting every day about.
Interesting, thank you. Mr. John, very nice. Can relate. Go ahead.
For myself, I was doing a collaborative team time with a brand new teacher. So a lot of the collaboration was trying to, as you all know, bring up to speed on Frisco curriculum. How is the curriculum done? What is PLC? How does PLC work? How do we do data? How do we, so there was getting new ideas from her, and by the end of the year, watching finally the wheels touch ground and gain traction, if you know what I mean, by starting to say, oh, so this is what it's all about, and being able to take over some of that. So it really works well if you meet and if you keep working together and it starts to form. So this year's going to be a good one.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything they want to share? I appreciate those that we have called on to take an opportunity to share their thoughts, and I think as we keep working through the remainder of our session, I think you're going to see things, hopefully again, pieces built into your toolbox that are going to support that work with those new teachers, experienced teachers, teachers that may not have as much time, different things like that can help, again, support the work with our students. You may have to click the next one for the next slide. So we are talking about the 4 essential questions, but several of you have referenced, as we've talked about team time, you've brought it back around to the idea about the professional learning community and what it really means. This morning, Dr. Twaddell referenced Mr. DeFore as well as Dr. Aker in talking about exactly what the PLC process did look like. So one of the quotes that he shared in one of their writings was, the entire staff engages in that ongoing collaborative process of collective inquiry and action research. And I think even sitting through the keynote by Ms. Vogel this afternoon, thinking about what did those things look like, that collective inquiry, how are we getting the pieces of data that we can use to more intentionally affect students, and then working together to identify how we're going to adjust instruction to meet each individual student's needs. I think speaks to that as we work to achieve better results for our students. So one of the things that constantly keeps coming around is, the idea of PLC. And we throw those terms around, like, for example, another buzzword, differentiation, collaboration, and we throw these things around. I think it's important that we, again, referencing the work of DeFore and Dr. Aker and Dr. Minnie, that the term PLC has become so commonplace and has been used so ambiguously, it is in danger of losing all meaning. This lack of precision is an obstacle for us to implement our PLC concepts. And so that kind of segued, and we're working towards this menu because we needed to have a foundation around teachers are organized into these collaborative teams to support the work of the campus professional learning community. So I loved how several of you were referencing how you got together and you're supporting each other. Because we're not doing PLC. It's not something I go to. It's not a meeting. That's our collaborative team time. The professional learning community exists in one form, and that's your campus. And everybody is feeding into that professional learning community with their efforts as part of their collaborative teams, but that's just one piece of it. And so today's work is going to be focusing on those collaborative teams, and specifically we're getting to this collaborative team time menu. So, back to something I want you to have a chance to talk about at your table. So, knowing your why. So we talked about what you felt like your collaborative team time looked like. Now I want you to think about exactly what within your collaborative team do you know your why? And so start thinking about that. And the second part is what need does it address and what outcome do we expect from it? So what you're going to be doing at your table is I want you to take 2 minutes and we're going to dive right in and start talking at your group about these 2 questions. And we're going to do that for about 2 minutes and then have an opportunity to share some takeaways and some ahas. And then Ms. Mosley is also going to talk about the why around the development of our collaborative team time menu. So 2 minutes at your table, just jumping right in, not with just your partner, but the entire group, around those 2 questions about knowing your why. Does anybody have any clarifying questions before we get started? Okay, 2 minutes, go.